first Grammy nomination record of the year is kind of crazy. But for me, it's just like, okay, well, what's next? I love what I do. Like, music brings everyone joy, and I do it for joy. I don't do it for nothing else.
Going from the Khalid album, then Tory Lanez happens after that.
I started to get to know Tory over the years because he came in the record plant shortly after he did the Say It record. Honestly, it was tooth and neck. Like we were kind of like butting heads a little bit the first. During the pandemic days, I'd say 2020, 2021, 2022, still with Tory, the PLAYBOY album, I produced maybe 8 songs on that album.
What's the dynamic between you and him in terms of like, do you feel comfortable saying, hey, that wasn't good enough, try it again?
You've only been in the mix for what, a couple weeks, maybe a month. Like you don't understand the artist enough to give an honest opinion because they might not even be giving you everything yet because they're trying to test you out. I find competition in everybody.
But it's for your own growth.
It's from my own growth.
Not in order to kick someone down.
What's your viewpoint on people using AI?
Don't try to put it out as, hey, I produced this track. Just because you watch YouTube, don't believe you know everything.
Is there any situation where smoking weed is like not appropriate?
Or you think you'd be more productive without it?
Oh, I got this. Your interest in music started in church, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Wait.
Let's talk about that.
But being high in church might be really nice.
No, but you don't smoke it in the church. Maybe out back. But I don't know. I don't know what respect is.
Not in the church.
No, but let's talk.
Outside the church, maybe.
But let's go with it though. But that was where you were. Something clicked for you, right?
I guess so. It was just like my dad was a pastor.
Oh, okay.
My mom's very religious, and from the moment I just knew about getting in a car and going somewhere, I was always going to church.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, maybe just because, of course, hearing someone speak all the time as a kid, that's not gonna really like click to you. But seeing people bang on random shapes and things, it's like, okay, what are they doing?
Yeah.
That looks fun.
Yeah.
Instead of that guy, he's like yelling at people. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the people banging on the drums and stuff. So I guess that's probably where the first like thing, like, hey, let's go to the fun stuff. So yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
I definitely had to be young. I remember going through old like pictures, baby pictures, and I saw there's one of me like playing with a keyboard, and I definitely was no older than probably 2.
2. Okay. So you
Wow.
2. Okay.
definitely wasn't smoking weed then.
But then like your first like memories of like being in church and like playing music. Because 2 was like you saw a picture, but like what about like an actual memory?
Funny thing, I never actually played instruments in church.
Okay.
No, okay.
Yeah, it was really, I don't know why, but like as far as like being involved, helping set up, I probably about 3, 4.
Okay.
Wow.
Being on the stage and just like, hey, what does that do? Okay, then like, hey, move that there. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll move that there.
So you're already starting off as kind of like a help engineer, like technical role.
just the curious kid. But for me, it's like I'm definitely learning. Like I'm not just being curious. I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like, who knew that it, years later it would turn into a career.
That's pretty awesome. That does not.
Did anybody in your family like work in music at all?
My dad was a DJ back in the day. I had a cousin that also was a DJ. My mom used to do background singing a little bit, but mainly it's just all been church. Everything's been related to church as far as family.
Yeah.
I think my grandmother was like an actress, and my grandfather was a pro boxer.
Pro boxer.
Pro boxer.
Yeah.
So a pastor and a pastor son of a boxer.
Wow. So a lot of family members in like various forms of entertainment,
Yeah.
sport,
And like my
et
great
cetera.
grandmother, she had like various businesses in Chicago. She had like a market, an inn, a hair salon. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, maybe that's where I get the hustle from, is from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. How did it evolve into you, like, moving? I guess eventually you went into school for recording engineers and stuff like that? Or was it like, how's the connection go between
So like through like junior high school, I went to private school for most of my early days. We had to do like this volunteering thing.
Yeah.
And so one day at church, one of the guys, Sean Louis, shout out Sean Louis, he was like, hey man, you want to like come like help us, work with us? I'm like, well, I got to do it for school anyway, so sure, why not?
Yeah.
Right? End up just helping with the elementary kids and junior high with the the soundboard and PowerPoint and everything, getting the words on the words for worship on the board and everything like that, and then that just went up the ranks and went from elementary to the youth media.
Yeah.
We had this thing called the clubhouse at the time because our church was going in between two different locations. It was a old clubhouse for a country club.
Oh,
huge. Place was huge. It was probably.
And where was this?
Yeah, where was
Los
this?
Alamitos.
Los Alamitos.
Yeah, Los Alamitos. It was the whole
Oh
building.
no! Yeah, like, is it in like the general LA area or
No, Orange
totally-
County.
Orange County.
Orange
Okay,
County.
okay,
Orange County. Yeah,
got it,
Orange
got it.
County.
And you're born and raised in Orange County?
Born and raised in Linwood, Cerritos, Long Beach. Yeah,
Okay,
kind of like
cool.
that trifecta area type of thing. So I'm like border LA, OC. Def spent a lot of time at OC because we ended up going to church in OC.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And then the school I went to, it was a commuter school. So we had, people coming from Orange County,
Got
the
it.
valley. So we went everywhere, right? And my bad, I lost. So see, ADD.
You were kind of talking about junior high soundboards.
Oh yeah, so like the clubhouse, bro.
Yeah.
Clubhouse was it was 2 stories, maybe 3 stories. There's like a basement and like a
Right.
mid-story. It was probably like 20,000 square feet.
Oh, wow.
That's giant.
The main auditorium where we made the main auditorium was a set maybe like 700 kids,
Yeah.
right? We had dual 18-inch subs, freaking like huge stacks, right? Old Allen Heath soundboard, all the gear.
Yeah.
And I was like the director of all of it. So I started learning and just tinkering with stuff there. But they also used that location for other ministries. So I would come in for like youth early and like fix all the stuff that everyone else moved. So I'm just learning about re-engineering. Like, okay, let me follow this cable from the stage all the way back.
Right.
Okay, this goes here. Oh, so these all must all go to. Oh, okay. And then slowly just figuring it out.
That's cool.
But being in a nice comfort zone. Oh shoot. And like learning with my peers, learning with my friends, and just like trying to create the best experience for our youth ministry. Then that translated. That later grew into me getting noticed by the main church, and I started helping with camera operation, broadcast directing, like behind the switchboard and everything like that, and show producing for because essentially every sermon was recorded as like a broadcast. So essentially we're doing demo broadcasts every sermon, and then eventually some of the sermons I did end up going to television. I'm not sure which ones they were, but some of them did get up on television.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
dope. That's
Sick.
nice. And this is like what? Like high school now? So it's like
High school, yeah.
Okay, crazy.
Yeah. Like probably sophomore, junior year.
Yeah. You went on to like go to school for specifically recording arts at some point?
At some point, yeah.
And then from there, sorry to like skip through it. Like
No.
from there you end up getting noticed by some people. How did you transition into working in studios?
So I first went to after high school, went to college at Cal State Fullerton for computer engineering.
Computer engineering. Oh, okay. Yeah. How'd that turn out?
I saw code and I said,
So kind of like the opposite of me. No, I didn't go to school for it, but
I was
yeah.
like, code? Nah, I'm cool. I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then switched to mechanical and still saw code and was like, okay, maybe this engineering thing is not for me. At the time,
Right.
I was building cars for like, I had been building cars for like 10
So
years.
you're much more of like a hands-on guy. Yeah.
So I was trying to go to school to learn how to like just be more intuitive with cars and stuff.
Yes.
That didn't work out because math was also crazy.
Yeah.
Ended up was in between going to the Air Force or joining music school.
Oh man, we were talking about Kenny of the Air Force.
In the Air Force,
He was also like a tinkerer that ended up in the Air Force, but he was repairing gear. So like that's what you probably would have thrown you at.
Right? Because
Yeah.
like at least I would have definitely learned something and served my country you know, appropriately, right? And my whole family was majority of my family is like either government or military.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'll just be doing like what the family does, right?
Yes.
Ended up going to music school and I picked the Art Institute of California, Los Angeles. They are no longer here no more. They're a horrible company.
You want to
Elaborate.
Is that you want to elaborate, or are you just going to dish that and then move on?
The school was great. The teachers, Ted Greenberg, Joey Berra, like all the teachers there were great. The education was really, really great. How they handled the financial aid and stuff, that's between them and God.
I see. Yeah. As soon as the money just tends to. Anyway,
but
weird.
I picked that school because they had an 80% hiring rate.
Wow.
80% hiring rate.
80% hiring rate. The seniors who essentially the people who went through the course and essentially did the not necessarily bare minimum, but got C's or whatever
Passing grades
got hired somewhere. So
Why
I was
do you
like,
think that was? Why do you think that was? Connections skill?
Probably at least, but also like again, the education that the school gave was really good.
Okay, cool.
Like you knew, like you step into a studio, you knew how to figure out what was going on. You might need some extra help, but it didn't take you long to kind of get your feet in the mix and understand the room and everything like that.
Yeah.
So from there, graduated and got hired by Record Plant.
Straight up record plant, right?
Straight up Record Plant, but also got hired by Aftermath at the same time.
That's crazy.
During my schooling there, I was also working at a studio up the street in Santa Monica called Conscious Studios. Rick McRae was one of the owners, actually fellow guy from Cerritos. He had been working with Dre long before, and he was like, yo, when you finish, hit me up. Like, we'll see about getting you in the mix over here at Aftermath. And he definitely did. I worked there for about 6 months.
Damn.
And then ended up just staying at, continuing my career at Record Plant because Record One and Aftermath, that's label. So they have, a certain set of clients that they work with. We're at Record Plant, it was a commercial studio. So anybody and anyone could come in there. And if you know anything about the history of Record Plant, everybody's worked there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Definitely.
crazy.
Everybody's worked there.
How did you start there? Did you start as just like a runner?
Started as a runner.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Started as a runner for sure. Picking up food, cleaning toilets, taking out trash. Because it's Hollywood, sometimes you have to deal with human excrement from the bums, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we live downtown. It's still a thing. That's still a thing. Yeah.
But definitely what you went through crafted your advancement in the career because your attention to detail, the attention to you're doing something over and over and over again. But now it's like it's instinctive. You know what to look for. So like if you can't look for that when you're cleaning up the studio, how can you look for that in the track?
100%.
How can you look for that when you're setting up setting up the studio, all these different patch cables and patch bays and stuff like that. Right. Like it was and you appreciated the art more. You appreciated the clientele more. Man, I miss Record Plant.
Yeah.
What year was this? Or how many years were you a runner?
I was a runner for about 3.5 years. I started there in 2014. And then 2018, 2019, me and my fellow coworker Dennis Koziak, he had advanced up the ranks a little bit faster than I did. He was working with Khalid, had became engineer for Khalid. I started assisting him on the session, and then we were working on the Better track before it came out, and that dropped, and then we continued working through the Khalid Sun City EP.
Wow.
Did that, and then went
when you
through.
say did that, you recorded the vocals?
I did a little bit of recording on the vocals, more of editing and cleaning up, like looking for small clicks and pops. I learned that from him. We setting up the studio for recording, man, for the intro for Vertigo. We had a string section, but it was only a cello and a violin. There was and a cello. Yeah, it was not like 18 pieces.
Ensemble,
yeah, it was just 2 people.
Just like overdub. Yeah,
And setting that up, miking that up, recording that.
Nice.
Leading that into the Free Spirit album, which we had Talk and everything.
Right.
Got our first Grammy nomination, Record of the Year that year.
Huge.
And then went on to work with Tory, and then. Yeah.
that's wild.
That's
So you moved from doing stuff like first like super informally as a kid, then more formally, and then like going to school, all this stuff. Was there like a moment where like it was like, oh crap, I'm making a mistake and I don't know what it is, when you were kind of upgraded to these much more kind of high pressure situations? Or did you feel that you were like really moved smoothly through by by the choices you made? Like,
I think I was really moved smoothly through because from working at the church, like again, so the church is Cottonwood Church. It's I would say it's definitely a mega church. I had no idea it was a mega church when I was volunteering and working there.
yeah.
They broadcast to 55 countries, 75
So
different languages.
you were already part of a major operation, like right
Yeah.
off. So you were kind of just.
And so what I was learning through going through production, at the church was already at a high level. And I had no idea. I thought that
Yes.
was just like I was volunteering at church. But
This was just your childhood church.
yeah. Yeah, like we had, so like the different people that were doing cameras for us were people on CNN. Some people did camera off for the NFL. Like did
crazy.
You got the gravity right away. Yeah.
exactly. Like our lighting designer was the same lighting designer for Insomniac. Like
Oh shit.
yeah, I'm like what? Like
That is madness.
right. So and we're using the same exact equipment and gear that they're using, on like the Grand MA for lighting, the DigiCo or the Avid D venue. Like our first when the church opened in our new building, we had 2 D venues, one for monitors and one for front of house. Like that was wild back then.
That's
right.
crazy.
But a full Meyer sound system.
Oh damn. Yeah.
Right? For the main auditorium. And then for the youth auditorium, they had another full Meyer sound system, full like line array stacks from top to bottom, bro. You turn the knob to about like 11 o'clock and the back doors were blowing open from the subs.
That's wild.
This is just
Wild.
for church.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you told us too, because I didn't grow up in a church, and so I didn't know the scale of the church you were talking about. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
did,
Picture.
but I'm so glad you told us.
Yeah, like it was next level stuff. Like back before we had the LED walls, we had things like DL3 projectors where they would
DOP.
DOP projectors,
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
head video projectors, so you can go and like do a custom thing on the wall. Like we would hire, we would rent those for special productions. We had, I remember our first Easter we had at our new location. We had like people doing silk dances coming down from the ceiling through the catwalk and
You're
stuff.
like in Vegas.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm just like that's
But like,
church.
it still has got to be a difference in the room, like working for someone like Khalid. Like, what was that? Because you have to make some kind of transition to. I would assume there'd be like the pop production world feels different to work in than the church world.
It was about the same.
It's about the same.
It's about the same.
Wow, man.
Well, with Khalid, it's a. At that time, it was Digi and Charlie Handsome.
Okay.
John, I forgot his last name. D-Mile, and these are all people who are already established in the industry, and and within church, all the musicians, it's like they're not new; they know how to play these instruments. So everything was kind of, everything was, driven. They had a purpose. They weren't just producing to produce; they were producing for a purpose. And seeing that was I think really fruitful, because like. Now it's like I work with a purpose. It's not just kind of just like working just to work, and that album it was only a couple months that we did. The at least from my perspective, it was only a couple months from doing the EP and then doing the album and then seeing the reception of the album. Everything was driven. We had focused. Musician tracking sessions, everything. It was all with the purpose. So everything was kind of like within a schedule and within certain tolerances, and everything hit. Yeah, Pop World's great.
Kind of amazing that your career starting as a kid was forged in what you didn't even realize was this high pressure
Right.
environment.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, so now all these other situations
It's
are just normal.
yeah.
This is just what I did as a kid. That's crazy.
Like sometimes I think to like the things that happened in my career. First Grammy nomination record of the year is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Super crazy.
But for me, it's just like, okay, well, what's next? I want to keep, either racking up the accolades or just keep working. I love what I do. Like music is, it brings everyone joy, and I do it for joy. I don't do it for nothing else.
Yeah.
I love that. Love what you do. I want to go back to your intern days at the record plant, because there's like runners.
Never interned.
Okay, runner. Were you
I've
paid?
never interned.
Were you paid as a runner
Yes.
at record plant? Okay.
Yes.
So in 2014, record plant was paying. Was it like minimum wage? Like
Minimum wage.
Minimum
I
wage.
think back then it was either $10 or $12 an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And then from there,
From there, I moved up to assistant. Back then, you got like it was like $1 raise, but for how inflation kept affecting things, it ended up just you know everyone got the same. But for runner, you did 8 hours. As an assistant, you went as long as the session went. So
Wow.
if you did usually for record plant, they booked out in 12-hour blocks. So you're automatically getting overtime because you do 8 hours and then 2 hours and 2 hours, right? Sometimes the sessions would go longer, and you'd just be like, awesome.
exactly, yeah.
Get the money.
And especially the sessions that had food budget. We love you.
Yeah.
Now the interns at record plant, were they paid?
There were no interns at record plant.
Okay, just runners. Okay,
Everyone's paid.
Everyone's paid.
Because
That's
so
a good operation.
Yeah.
yeah, it is. So I used to intern at, or when I first started, I was an intern at Larrabee Studios.
Oh, Larrabee's such a
Yeah,
good studio.
It's a great studio.
Shout out to Manny American. I never
Yes.
met you, but you have an amazing studio.
He's amazing. Yes, definitely. But back then, they weren't paying interns. So when I was an intern for like maybe like a year and a half unpaid. So my follow-up question to you was like, did you have a side job after that? But it sounded like you were getting paid from the beginning. So
Nope.
you
I was still building cars.
okay.
Still
Gotcha.
building cars.
I was still building cars. So it was
Can you
like
tell us more about this? Yeah.
so like from what like 19 to maybe 30, I was like in and out of different car shops building cars,
wow.
working on cars, DJing, promoting clubs. Yeah. Like honestly, the Fast and Furious was like my life. No lie.
That's wild.
What's your favorite Fast and Furious movie? Oh, man. Let's do it. I actually haven't seen them all. I'm going to get slapped. Alex has seen them.
Dang,
I don't think I've seen
I'm probably
them
gonna
all.
get flack for this, but Tokyo Drift probably.
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift?
Yes.
Really?
Now, because so you have to understand the lore.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like I said, I was building cars for a time, right?
Yeah.
Ended up working for the warehouse of Veilside. Veilside is actually the company that made the body kit for the RX-7 in that movie.
Whoa.
I've packaged it up 3 or 4 times for it to be shipped. It gets shipped in like 4 or 5 boxes. It's a whole complete car and a kit. It's like a $25,000 body kit.
Oh.
So yeah.
So the connection with that and Tokyo Drift.
He's preparing.
So I feel like most people
get
think
into
like
it.
Tokyo Drift is like on the bottom end of
Yes,
like
it's
their
a-
favorite Fast and the Furious movie.
It's a
I
controversial
feel like it's
choice.
more. It's like one of the most artistic ones. Like going back and look at the colors. Listen to the soundtrack.
Who was the director? It was
I don't know. I probably,
okay.
yeah. I didn't looking for. I probably should know because I love it. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
But the colors, the angles, the scenes. They're like yeah. Some of it was cheesy, but if you go back and look at the car scenes, look at the colors, look at the design, the what's in the frame. Oh, it's
Yeah.
a great movie.
Okay, I gotta rewatch it now.
Ooh,
Like,
yes,
look-
we have to
look like-
rewatch it.
Even if you just put it on, lower the volume, put on your own soundtrack. Like, watch it for the visuals. It's
Gotcha.
very
Okay.
visually pleasing.
Right,
Like,
right,
it's
right,
one
right.
of those. Like,
Got you.
Yeah.
Like-
Do you
like-
recommend a
Gotta look
certain
up this music
soundtrack
supervisor for that
while
movie
watching
now.
it?
I don't have one off the top of my head.
Okay,
but
okay.
Yeah.
whatever fits you.
Okay.
And then so like, where do you rank Fast 5 or like Fast and the Furious?
Fast 5. Fast. I don't even remember those.
I think Fast 5 might have been the first one that The Rock was introduced into the
Yes.
movie.
Oh, is
Fan
Fast 5 the
favorite.
one
Right.
where
Yes.
where they're in is it Brazil?
They're in
they
Rio.
I think the Rio, yeah,
right? And they
yeah.
and they do the Chargers with the safe. One's cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
one's-
You approve.
Yeah.
That gets
Okay,
the
yeah.
Mike
Like,
stamp of
they
approval.
changed like that. That's like when they changed the whole stance on the franchise.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But
Yes.
like that movie was really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay, good,
Then
okay.
they just got carried away.
They did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, they're like, we've got The Rock now. We
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
print money.
Jason-
And like I love
Jason
The Rock.
Statham.
I love The Rock. He was getting typecast too long. His performance in Smashing Machine was phenomenal.
Okay, I haven't
Ooh,
seen
I
that.
haven't seen
Yes.
it either.
His performance in Smashing Machine was phenomenal. It did not feel like I was watching another Rock movie. I felt like he embodied that character fully.
Okay.
Ooh,
That's
this is
good.
very good to know.
And for someone that definitely grew up on The Rock from WWE, WWF, from what was it the Nation to Federation days with
Yeah.
Farouk and shit?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that
Okay.
was a great movie for The Rock.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Another recommendation: Tokyo Drift and Smashing
Smashing Machine.
Machine. Gotcha. Okay.
Going from the Khalid album, then Tory Lanez happens after that.
Yeah.
Right? But like you have a lot of credits through that. So you worked with them for a long time. Was there like kind of a difference in like the way that you work between the two of them, or is all again like the same kind of thing? People have different energies in the studio. Like,
so I would say the main difference between Khalid and Tory.
yeah.
Khalid, I was still in a more like an assistant engineer, second engineer role.
Got it.
With Tory, I became, I wouldn't say first engineer. He had another engineer in Miami named Johan. Shout out to Johan. Phenomenal. Y'all need mixes, hit up Johan. But definitely was his, I would just say, just if Johan was the right hand, I was the left hand type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Johan was was Miami, I was LA. And I started to get to know Tory over the years because he came in the record plant shortly after he did the Say It record. And I was still a runner behind the desk, but he would come up to the desk and always greet everybody, say hi. I remember when he came with the little husky dog, he around the studio. You know, always enjoyed to be around everything like that. So like over the years, like, oh yeah, I'll be down to work with him and whatever.
Yeah.
After the Khalid album, ended up assisting on the Chixtape album with him.
Okay.
What happened is when the producers play, he was like, bro, I want to focus on producing. How Mike hit in the chair. And I was like, oh, sure.
Yeah.
So, you know, of course, I'm not going to say no. So I hopped in the chair. Honestly, it was tooth and neck. Like, we were kind of like button heads a little bit the first. I had my way of recording. He had his way of recording. But, you know, what comes with the job is you got to understand your client.
Yeah.
So I started to understand the client and what he wanted, how he wanted his pace to go. Started adapting to that pace, and you know,
what
now
are the differences? In your style and his style, and how did that like kind of blend together?
I don't even remember what my style of recording was back then.
So it's like permanently altered you.
It's permanently altered, like to the point. I don't even know if I should say that. No, so sometimes recording some people. Yeah, it's like.
What's his style of recording? Like, how's he like to record?
Everything's off the top of the head.
Wow.
Everything's off. Maybe I would. So the What's Poppin' verse, he wrote that down. But I mean,
so you're constantly using playlists and Pro Tools, just
constantly
like
playlisting. Gotta be quick because I'm like trying to. Well, now since I've worked with him so long, I kind of understand where his mind's going because I can anticipate where he's gonna go. But it was like guessing what's gonna happen next. What's he gonna keep? What he's not gonna keep. And usually for him, it's you really don't actually need to playlist anything for him. But I just do it out of habit because of course why not, just in case. But you know, he'll go and self-comp himself.
Gotcha.
You know, he doesn't want it. He'll redo the whole thing, and he's you know, he's a performer.
Yeah.
He's a songwriter, artist, and performer. So every take that he does, every take that he gives to that mic, he's giving his all.
Wow.
And so it's of course, if he's saying that it's not good, that means he didn't give his all for that take. And he feels like he can do better, and confidently he will do better.
Yeah.
Wow. It sounds like he and also his team were incredibly prolific. Like, I read something where you said sometimes there would be like 10 to 12 tracks in one session. Was this a common thing? Was this just his styles? He was able, you all together were able to pump things out really quickly. Was it dialed a certain way that was possible?
Hey, this is Sam from Music Hack. We're super excited to be bringing you In the Room. This is a passion project from us because we've loved building tools for everybody, but now we're bringing all those people that we met while making those tools on that journey, and we're sharing that information with you. If you enjoy watching this podcast, help us make it better. This is our first season, and so we're trying to figure out, you know, what do people want to see? Leave comments, give us feedback, tell us what you want to see. Do you want to see business people? Do you want to see more mixers? Do you want to see more engineers? Do you want to see coders? We're happy to bring any of those people to you because we know a whole bunch of people in the industry and we love talking to them and hearing what they're all about and sharing that with you. So remember, like, subscribe, comment, feedback, join our community, read the description, see what there is to see, and we're just going to keep bringing you this podcast.
In the beginning, it was more of like 3 to 5 songs.
Okay.
Right? Just because we're getting a pace.
Yeah.
Right? It honestly didn't take long for it to get to the point where we're doing 7 to 10 to 15 songs a night.
15.
Type.
That's so
It
crazy.
it sounds crazy, but it got to
You guys got locked in. You had your pattern.
I mean, verse hook over, like, you know, especially if you're a songwriter, verse hook, you can come back to it later, right? You have the main idea down. You can that's enough for you to go back and revisit and arrange it into something new or add to it or send it out for a feature, right? And his mind is it's everywhere. So, you know, we might be doing hip hop for an hour, 2 hours, then we go to, you know, something Spanish for an hour, then we jump to like some pop shit for a couple songs, just because he just want to try it, because he's a full artist. He's not just, you know, a singular type of, you know,
super talented, yeah,
right. So, you know, I've touched everything between country, Spanish, 80s, rap, pop, all in the same, but sometimes all even in the same night, because let's just try this.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, it's a joy to work with someone that just wants to try.
Yeah.
And but also try at the highest level that he can.
Right.
Because like you do have those artists that want to try, but they lack luster, and it's not fun.
For sure.
You know, like, you want to help them along, but sometimes it's just not like, come on, I know you can do better.
Right.
But, you know, sometimes that's all they have to give. But Tory, for sure, kisses all anytime he tries something.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of like helping along, what's the dynamic like, or between you and him in terms of like, do you feel comfortable saying, hey, that wasn't good enough, try it again?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys have that kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
Right.
But also you have to build that up with the artist, because you know that artist has been that artist for X amount of time, and if you come into the mix and, you know, try to you know, give advice, you've been in the mix
bad
for
ideas.
you know you've only been in the mix for what, a couple of weeks, maybe a month. Like, you don't understand the artist enough to give an honest opinion, because
True.
they might not even be giving you everything yet.
Right.
They're trying to test you out with the things that are safe.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
makes
everyone has their
sense.
ways of testing other people out, you know, unfortunately. So you just gotta, you know, once you build that trust, you know, after a project or two, you know, if they start asking you questions, definitely give insight.
Yep.
But definitely with Tory, I could, no, that's not good.
But you've had to build that up with him
For
and
sure,
figure
for
that
sure.
out with each different artist
For
you
sure.
work with, what that point is where you can.
Definitely. Like, for the 80s stuff,
Yeah.
that was so fun to make. It was during pandemic, I think February. He hits me and it's like, yo, I'm back in LA. Let's get the studio, right? Go to Kush Factory.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ricky P. He's like, yo, I made this song. He showed me Enchanted Waterfall. I'm like, yo. Not for some odd reason. I mean, of course, it's God divine, but I was listening to 80s for like the past 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Like, in this, you're ready.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go, right? And he just started, he sent me the beats he got from Business Boy. I had linked up with my boy Chaz, got some beats for him, and I just started like kind of, I guess you could say, A&Ring the beats for picking which ones to show, right? And then start crafting the album there when certain arrangements were you know, were done by me and stuff. So, man, that was I really felt like that was the first album he probably gave me a bit more leeway of control to help at least arrange, organize, and even I guess, you know, executive produce it, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's dope.
Yeah.
And like around that time he was like really popping. There was like
Man, Quarantine Radio.
quarantine radio was so amazing. Yo, bro, that was a great idea. How do you come up with the quarantine radio?
I have
thing?
no idea.
Yeah.
Bro, I have no
That was
idea.
genius.
I just remember being at home during the pandemic. It's like, it was like, yo, Tory's on live. What is this? What is this nigga doing? Oh. Okay, that's what we're doing now. All right. Hey, you know, but you know, still breaking records, you know.
Exactly.
But he did it for the people, did it for the fans. He knew everyone was inside. He was just trying to, you know, give everyone that break, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's dope. Definitely.
And that kind of also shows like sometimes the job title that you had originally doesn't really matter, because like people trust who they trust when they work with someone. And it's like, if someone can be useful in all this variety of ways and they've proven themselves, then
But also definitely learn some shit.
yes,
Well,
definitely.
That's part of why the title, because you learn things as you do stuff,
Yes.
Definitely learn some shit. Like, you know, your initial job may be engineering, but learn how to produce, you know, learn an instrument, you know, or just learn business, because it's still a business.
Learn business for sure.
Yes.
Learn business
Yeah.
for sure.
That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I definitely spent a lot of time during the pandemic learning about business and finance. I'm a lot more wiser now. I wish I had the money I have back then.
Yeah. You say you're a lot wiser now. You have a good story about a mistake you're willing to talk to us about? Something
Just
funny.
I definitely spent. I rented this like studio house for a month. That was probably like not the best idea. I probably could have
Like what you have?
so got a lot of work done, but it was just like money spent for no reason.
Oh, yeah,
it was like
yeah.
it was like what I think it was like $12,000 or $15,000 for a month. I was like,
Oh, so you got like it was a Hollywood
was-
Hills kind of situation.
yeah.
You had people coming in, they're all impressed, they're inspired to work.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, but it's coming out of my
right,
fucking
exactly.
wallet.
and like you know, I got a few cool relationships out of it. I still talk to some of those people today.
Yeah.
But like I could have did that a whole different way.
Yeah.
Started.
You have a good time at least.
Yeah, it was
All right,
great.
cool.
It was
So
great.
it's like, yeah, you regret the money loss, but it's like,
Yeah, I saw some things
good
I definitely
yeah.
need to put out. Did some jam sessions with Frank Knuckles from the Roots, drummer from the Roots. Definitely need to put that stuff out sometime soon.
please?
Yeah. Oh, roads and drums and just like you know, coffee shop shit.
Yeah.
That's some great shit.
So are you tapping more in the like production now?
Yeah, I would say I am. During the pandemic days, I would say 2020, 2021, 2022, still with Tory, the PLAYBOY album, I produced maybe 8 songs on that album. So that I was high as fuck.
There you go. All right.
it
So
felt like 50 songs,
Bro.
but it was only 12.
like production credit,
Yeah.
fee points.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Dope.
Yeah. And then circled to the 80s Deluxe, Common House was the one that I produced. Me and him did a demo to that saying 2021, and then I was like, yo, remember this record? He's like, oh yeah, let's put that on the 80s. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's like, all right, fuck it, why not?
That's dope.
Shit.
That's dope.
And then you know, it's just producing here and there for a couple other artists. It's been fun. I was developing creative bone, and then it kind of got like stunted because I started just diving heavy into business. Yeah.
Heavy in the business. What do you mean heavy in the business?
So I started. Sam knows. I started working with a tech company, helping develop protocols for music to help track music, at least in a most transparent way as possible. So just everyone knows what's going on with their music, how it's being streamed, who's streaming it, completed streams, just the numbers.
It's a tricky technical endeavor.
Yeah.
It's hard because it requires adoption and buy-in from a lot of different parties and convincing a lot of people to work with you. I mean, I guess that's what all business is, but this does it in like a very, it's a tough thing.
It's infiltrating a very lucrative, crazy, chaotic industry, music. Like there's no, music industry was built off the mafia, if you know, back in the day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of industries and places where you know, lack of transparency with numbers is beneficial to few.
Right. Like for the DSPs, of course, because they're the ones that get all that essentially generate all the numbers, and then you know everyone else kind of gets it secondhand. It's not fair. At least just that part to me is just not fair.
Yeah.
There should just be something in the middle just to show what's going on, and that's honestly where I'm trying to insert the tech is just, hey, this is your track. This is what it's doing. Well, they say it's doing that. Well, I promise you, this is what we record it's doing.
Yeah.
If they say something different, here's your evidence to go and fight it. That's and then vice versa. If the DSPs feel someone's botting streams, you know, they have a, you know, more of a record or a second opinion on what's possibly going on.
Can you break out the term DSP for the people?
Oh, digital streaming platform.
Got it. Cool.
And this is an ongoing project too? You're still working on this?
Yeah, still working on it. Have some headway from we've been talking to Universal and Cobalt and some people in the called Music Nation and the UAE. And we have some good conversations. We have some good headway. So still a push. It's a drive.
Do you hear about this a lot too, Stan? Like kind of metric transparency with streaming and stuff?
Yeah, no, for sure. And so like with your company, you're talking to Cobalt about partnering with them or about getting information, like partnering to get information from them to help supply, your database to provide for artists and producers?
I was talking to them about essentially integration, or just interest in the tech to integrate.
Okay.
I say the best way to put it, I would say, is probably getting alignment with proper. What? Not proper. That sounds wrong. Getting alignment with proper people. Introducing the tech to the right people, because the whole idea is to put the power back into the rights holders. Cobalt is a publisher, so they are essentially our rights holder. Universal Warner, they are rights holders. Artists, songwriters, they are rights holders. We're just trying to put power back into the rights holders so that they have a way to, fight and defend themselves. If they feel they're being either compensated improperly or not at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
A tracker and a poison pill
Yeah.
paired with
Right. Yeah.
a piece of audio.
Just to keep to mitigate,
Interesting.
fake streams, botting, piracy, and to kind of unauthorized playing, and like to tighten up people in the music industry know about the black box, right?
Yeah.
Black box of royalties, to kind of just slowly, bring that to a close. It's not gonna cure everything, but we believe that it can definitely slowly close the gap on what's missing, because it's estimated that $5 billion a year is just lost in black box royalties.
Which black box basically means you didn't register your song correctly in a certain time frame to collect those royalties.
There is that term for black box. My bad. I was referring to literally just the either
Lack of transparency.
lack of transparency, or essentially things not being calculated right. Like, say, someone's playing a song on the phone or whatever, they're off grid or something like that. It's not being recorded properly, or someone's using some pirated site to play a song. Like, just slowly mitigate that. Just for instance, for bars and commercial spaces, they get a license from the publishers for performance and stuff like that. Sometimes bars, they don't go and get that, and they just playing Spotify.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
Makes
It
sense.
happens a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, almost, I can't imagine most people even give a crap at all.
Yeah.
Like, who's policing that?
Right,
Come on.
true. But thankfully for streaming, at least they're still getting paid. They're not getting paid their proper compensation, but at least they're still getting paid. But at least, in that aspect, like, they could go and at least it'd be flagged like, hey, this spot here has been playing, under a personal license, but it looks like it's a commercial spot. Let's go and investigate.
That'd be a fun job. Instead of like going and trying to like bust people for not checking IDs, you bust them for
Going
not.
like listening to
You're like, are you reporting your playlist?
right?
To like to BMI and ASCAP? I don't even
your
know.
license.
Yeah, you have like a little ASCAP badge, and then anyone who doesn't know what ASCAP is is like, yo,
I think that happens.
guy that bar's
sometimes.
across the street. I mean, that's crazy. That's like a really deep
It
thing.
is.
I gotta ask a question, which is that, like, at some point you became more interested in doing some more business stuff. Like, there was a big shakeup in your camp, right? Essentially, I don't care about like whatever, but like that's got to be really disruptive, right?
Yes.
Like, so someone who you admire and work with a lot, like, suddenly gets into a whole bunch of trouble, and then everyone that's in the camp has got to be like, oh, what do we do, right? Is that kind of when you started thinking more about like, oh, I gotta do some business stuff and like figure out other things, or is that not so much of a big change moment for you, and you're just like, all right, I'm gonna just work with my same people, just maybe doing other things for now?
No, it definitely took a lot of thought into the business during
Yeah.
because things were changing, and I had to figure out how to maneuver with all that's going on.
Right.
It was all new to me, every aspect of it. Just even still, because even like the music industry in general, it's a learning business. You're always learning.
Yeah.
About, wait, I could get this, or wait, there was this, there was that. Like, you're always learning. So definitely put myself through one hell of a crash course, I believe, to start learning the business, understanding like publishing, masters, rights.
Right. Like a big thing happens in your life, and it's just like, oh, I got to for a lot of people that was COVID, but it sounds like for Tory, he was always just like, oh, what's the next thing? How can I do this? And so like people had stuff to do.
And
So it's good.
even like working with him, even we were always working on the next project. Still,
Yeah.
I was always like kind of like, okay, so he kind of has the music down. Cool. I don't have to worry about really thinking about what's the next project. He kind of has that.
Yeah.
I just have to essentially facilitate and help and encourage it along and give my skills to make sure that it's a great product. So while he's worrying about that, I can critically think into business, real estate,
Right.
whatever I need to make sure that my family and everything is good for us and so forth.
Foreseeable future.
Mhm.
Yeah. We haven't talked about your alias. Why Super Saiyan Mike? What's
I
where's
love
that?
that name, by the way.
Yeah, it's great.
So there's this anime called Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wait.
We are aware.
We're aware. I did a little, so I watched some anime when I was in high school, but I never watched Dragon Ball Z.
Aw.
Right? I'm sorry. Yeah, but like, okay,
Were you
wait,
a Naruto
wait, wait,
guy? Were you a
but-
Naruto guy?
Was I? No, I wasn't even a Naruto guy. I just watched a couple of the big ticket films and was like, all right, I know what this is. Bye.
Akira?
Yeah.
You watched Akira?
Yeah, I saw Akira, Ghost in the Shell. Maybe a couple of random deep cuts. Like I don't know, like a lot of the Miyazaki movies. And what was the? Yeah,
So what drew
Paprika.
you
Yeah, what drew you
to-
to the? Are you one of the aliens that's going to like eventually take over the planet, or are you more like the Goku that's just going to be like, no, these humans are great?
No, I'm definitely in line with Vegeta.
Ooh, okay.
Definitely in line with Vegeta. I can't say I'm Goku. No. No. I would love to be. No. Vegeta's a more realistic person.
Okay. Can you help us? Can you help us understand?
So Vegeta, his character is Prince of all Saiyans, right? He comes from this very interesting warrior bloodline species where they're known as the most fierce warriors in all of the galaxy.
Okay.
He's the prince of the king who got killed by Frieza. That's a whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's a whole,
There's a whole thing.
but it's turned him into this creature that lusts for what, that wants what, that needs what. Like you relate to this guy on what level?
He just essentially Vegeta just wants to be the best version of himself.
But I
And-
always
but-
thought of
but
him as he's like the anti-hero. Like he's like the
Yeah,
sort of the bad guy.
Not
Not like fully.
So for his arc, he starts off as the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Comes in as the bad guy, tries to kill Goku and Gohan, and then take over the world, right?
Yeah.
Ends up retreating, going back to Frieza, and then now we're on the Namekian planet.
Yeah.
But in
I
this
say
whole
yeah, but I don't know what that plane is at all.
in this whole spiel,
As long as it's not a Boeing Max 8.
in this whole spiel, like he's observing Goku, this other Saiyan that's from his race that was sent out, at the last minute before his planet was destroyed.
Right.
So there's like at this point in time within the story, we only know about maybe 4 or 5 Saiyans in the whole galaxy.
Okay.
So at the same time, Vegeta's like, well, this is other Saiyan, and he's strong. So, I'm gonna try to fight him, right?
See who's better.
Because I should be the better one because I'm the prince, I'm the king, I'm the son of the king, right?
Right.
I'm supposed to be special, right? But then you have Goku who's just like, I'm just trying to be Goku, all right? And I feel like for me or for people internally, like we try to always try to beat someone else when we don't really need to. We have our own accolades. We're like, he was already the Prince of Saiyans. He didn't need to go prove himself to anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there was Goku. Goku was strong, but you're still the Prince of all Saiyans.
Yeah.
Like,
you gotta be who you are.
Yeah. Like regardless, even if Goku's stronger than you, you're still the prince of a whole race, a whole legendary,
FOMO killing everybody.
right?
So his struggle's relatable because we all want competition in a way, or we all feel the need to prove ourselves even when we don't need to.
Even when we don't need to, we've already proven ourselves from either from our family or just things that we've already done within our life, right? And you go along within the story, and even Vegeta admits, he's like, Goku, I understand now, like you're the strongest. It's because you're pure at heart, blah blah blah, this and the other.
So he learns.
He learns, right? And he even in the Buu saga, favorite saga. I love it. the world tournament through the Buu saga. It's the best. I made the '80s album of that whole arc. Like he regresses and he supposedly succumbs to the sorcerer Babidi's like spell where he gets the Majin, the M on his forehead, right? But really he saw the power. He's like, you know what? Instead of you think you're using me, I'm gonna use you. Get this power and go fight Goku because I just want to fight Goku.
He just gets back to being like, I need to prove I'm the best again.
Right?
Yeah.
And then and I remember watching love social media. My algorithm's all anime. It's amazing. So this one dude was like, yo, Goku never beat Vegeta, but Vegeta beat Goku a couple times. And like in the Buu saga, even though Goku was holding back in their fight, holding back on Super Saiyan 3, still within that fight, in that encounter, in that sparring match, how it ended was Goku knocked out on the floor.
So
it was a cheap shot.
You relate to a guy who's power hungry and like and
has a chip on his shoulder.
Has a chip on his shoulder and dishes out cheap shots.
God damn.
Is this the boxer or the pastor? Your father got, no, I'm kidding. No, but really like obviously you're a super good guy. So I don't think that you think that because it's like, yeah, I'm always trying to like get the angle up on somebody.
No.
What is the part of the struggle? Is the part of the struggle that you're always fighting that urge, but you do want to be better, but you want to keep turning that inward? Or like why do you relate to Vegeta? I'm asking you again because I'm like, like I don't think I'm grokking it. Come on.
Because like so internally for me, I'm always like I feel like I'm trying to subconsciously fight to be better than someone.
Right.
Even though like I find competition in everybody.
Right. But it's for your own growth.
It's from my own growth.
Not in order to kick someone down.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it's also the key. It's healthy because if you see the relationship between Goku and Vegeta, like they're always in competition, but it's healthy.
Okay.
And over the time, like Goku being pure at heart was able to turn Vegeta into someone almost just like him in his own way.
Wow.
So I like from Vegeta, I feel like I rate because everyone goes through, say, a dark past. Sometimes people relapse in their own way. It could be it could be something, outward as far as like, substance abuse, something like that. It could be inwardly as far as like depression or for me, honestly, it was imposter syndrome. And we're fighting through that, but we come at it in our own way and on our own side, and that becomes our testimony.
Yeah.
And then that testimony can help other people come to the light as well.
So only somebody with a true, pure heart can turn a fascist into a free market capitalist.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's about healthy competition.
Healthy competition.
Not about
right?
Not about dominance.
At least from my perspective.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, we run a business. we like working with people on a positive note that like make us want to do better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't need to crush them out. We just want to make the best thing that we can do given what we want. Actually, be nice to crush them out.
Yeah.
They're companies. They're not people. That's different.
If everyone around you is telling you yes, then you're not gonna have the best product. You need that like, wait, but what about this? Like, okay, yeah, this coaster is great, but why can't we have more purple here?
Mm-hmm.
My mom made that.
it's perfect, Sam.
More purple, Mom. It's perfect. More purple. Mike says more purple.
Do better,
It's
Debbie.
amazing, Mom.
She does quilts. So like that's
awesome.
this is like a coaster's made from her quilt.
That looks really dope.
That's cool.
These are really good designs.
Yeah.
We'll tell her your note on purple.
Yeah. No, I'll show her the clip.
I love purple.
I love my mom.
Super Saiyan Mike could also be, to sum it up, just being the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
And understanding that honestly, the power that you have to be better is honestly within you.
Exactly.
Like the Super Saiyan comes from within them. It's the will within them. It's not. It doesn't come from like them getting injected with anything, them taking something. It's just want to beat you. And you can channel that energy for whatever task you're doing, whether it's doing music, whether it's playing video games, whether it's coding, building cars.
So tell us about your time working with AJ from the Backstreet Boys. He's a living legend, Yeah.
Yo, AJ McLean is a really cool guy. Really cool guy.
Yeah.
Very, very, very joyful person to work with. Very fun person to work with. I got the call from Record Plant. It's one of the last projects I did at Record Plant before they closed.
Yeah.
Jeff Barnes called me. He's like, yo, you want to do a session? I'm like, yeah, with who? It's like AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boys. I'm in my car. Yeah, definitely. Pull up.
When was this? What year is this?
This was 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, 2022. Dang.
Nice.
Pull up. I'm just like, all right, it's a session. Let's just get through it.
What studio?
Record Plant.
Record Plant, got it.
Record Plant SSL3. Man, what a joy. Like I of course I was nervous. I'm like, you know, he could work with anybody, right? I get called for the session. I hope I just stay on for the next day, right? And my goal was to get to the next day. Got to the next day, got to the next week, got to the next year. We work sporadically because, you know, the Backstreet Boys are still an active band. They just did Sphere, when we were working on the album, he was going through the Millennium Tour, which was worldwide, right? I think that was going on for like years and years and years on end. And like, of course, they're making bank off this tour. So
I believe it.
like, does he really need to put out an album? Not necessarily. Let's just be honest.
Right.
So I was like, cool, you gonna put out an album? Dope. Whenever it comes out, that's gonna be great for my resume.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, I didn't know what to expect. He walked in full of energy, super positive person, super joyous person, introduces, hi, my name is AJ. You know, we started working. He has an amazing voice.
What's his workflow like compared to Tory?
Ooh, real different. Still kind of top of the head, but working with writers. So he comes up with an idea, he puts it out, you know, he expresses out, you know, it's like, yo, I'm thinking about this on, you know, whatever, and then the writers kind of pick up on that, and then, you know, we're playing the track back in the room. They're going back and forth, you know, figuring out the verse, the melody, and everything like that. You know, then we're recording rough takes, maybe within an hour, you know, of the first of them listening. And then from there, as I'm recording AJ on rough takes, they're figuring out harmonies and backgrounds and stuff like that. So come back in, they got the harmonies and backgrounds. We go, you know, then he gets back in there. Then we lay down some final vocals. We do the backgrounds, everything like that, and then move on to the next song. We'll probably do about 2-3 songs a day, depending upon
with like full stacks, like full backgrounds and everything.
Yeah,
2-3 songs a day. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
Sheesh, that's a lot.
that's fun. I don't know, that's fun. That shit was fun.
When they're good, it's really fun.
Yeah.
When they're not good, it's tedious. Like, oh,
Right.
do it over and over again.
And it was interesting. I kind of took a guess on like the mic to use for him. I used one of my favorite mics, the C24. Well, C12 really, but the C24 is what we had at Record Plant. And he's like, "Oh, I love that mic." I'm like, "Yes." Yeah, he sounded good. Oh man, he sounded good on those records. He just dropped the EP Thanksgiving called "Hi, My Name Is Alex." I recorded the track YOU and Arizona.
Nice.
For You, it's like full instruments, drums. We got some horns on there, guitar. I remember, almost vividly remember recording that record. That was fun. Going from doing drum takes and then bass, guitar, the horns, and then getting it all together, and then arranging it a little bit. It was so much fun. And then for Arizona, that's his ballad about him getting sober. And wow. Like I'm thankful for the opportunity to record, just
To be in that moment,
yeah. Like it was a very honest moment for him. And again, even for that song, it was just a couple writers, 2 writers honestly, and back and forth. We got that song done in about a couple hours. You know, it took a little bit longer because, you know, it's a sentimental song. For the backgrounds for that, we had, there's like a choir on there. That was fun to design. We only had like the 4 of us in the room, so I just, all right guys, we're gonna do this way. So I had them like positioned all in different areas of the room, singing the parts, and was able to manipulate it to where it sounded roughly. I believe it sounds like a choir. You be your you use your perspective and judgment, but just using, but also being able to use a room like SSL3, the live room was decently reflective. So being able to have them like kind of also like project a bit louder, letting the room do its natural reverberation, adding it made it sound so good. Yeah.
Very organic. So real quick now, because this sounds like a really, really intimate process. What's your viewpoint on, you know, people using AI for productions and choir sounds now, right? Because you are in the room recording real stuff. Like, do you see it being useful to use AI?
It's definitely a tool.
Okay.
Of course, definitely a tool. Doesn't need to be the end all be all. No, it shouldn't be the end all be all. If it becomes, if there's a track that comes out that's definitely, full AI, created, then, just definitely like find a way to market, just like, hey, this is AI. That's all. Like, let us know. Like, don't try to put it out as, hey, I produced this track. That's infringing upon any and everyone else that takes the time to sit and put their blood, sweat, callous, breath, wind, tears, diaphragm into a song.
Spirit.
Yeah, their spirit into a
yeah.
song. Like, I'm not saying that something created from a computer can't also have some sort of sentiment or impact, but respect those that actually put their whole body and soul into it.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Respectfully. Nice.
For people that want to get in your position in terms of, let's say like a tracking engineer plus, because you do a lot of other things. What is the absolute worst piece of advice you could give them that would just ruin the whole chances?
Just because you watch YouTube, don't believe you know everything. So like, don't just lean on YouTube.
All right. So the worst piece of advice is do everything YouTube tells you. You'll be perfectly fine. Just show up, be confident, and just mimic some dude from YouTube. Yeah. That's how you're going to fail. All right, cool. Mike, thanks so much.
Appreciate you,
Thank
Mike.
you.
Yeah. Thanks.
This was fun.
Yeah, glad you had a good time.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Let me know when I can come back.
Hell
Yeah.
definitely.
All right. Michael Sebastian Romero. Yeah. Super Saiyan Mike.